sa lesson natin, ito muna tayo. So, formation. So, let's talk about formation muna. When you say partnership formation kasi, ano yung papasok sa isip mo? Well, pag sabi mo partnership formation, usually kasi, these two are more na sole proprietor and they want to form a partnership. So, itong dalawang sole proprietor na to, they want to contribute a certain asset. So, ang laging issue dyan is magkano yung asset na i-record ko dun sa new partnership books. Yun yung pinaka-issue. Ano yung value ng asset na to dun sa new partnership books? Well, ang sagot lang mo dyan. So, nandun ko yung guide natin. So, first priority, hahanapin ko sa problem yung agreed value natin. Sir, bakit po? Yung tinatawag na agreed value. Simply because the root of partnership. Ano bang root ng partnership? Or ano yung pinaka-core niya? Pinaka-core niya kasi niya is yan ho, it is based on trust and confidence. Or it is based on agreement. Kung ano yung napagkasunduan natin, yun ho yung masusunod. So, kung ano yung napagkasunduan natin na value ng asset na i-contribute natin, yun ho dapat yung papasok dun sa new partnership books. Now, what if walang agreed value na binigay? So, in the absence of the agreed value, kukunin mo is yung fair market value or appraised value. Simply because the fair market value of that certain asset or the appraised value of that certain asset, it is also the agreed value kapag walang agreed na binigay. Now, based dun sa mga problems din, ano ho yung gusto kong tuunan ng pansin? Ito, yung word na appraised. Kasi, merong mga problems na ang binibigay sa atin ay yung word na assess. So, initial reaction mo, ay, assess. Baka yun din, yung tinatawag na fair market value. Pero kasi ho, hindi ho. Pag may nababasa ka, na assess value, danger zone mo yun. Iwasan nyo ho. Bakit? Kasi ang assessed value, hindi siya yung synonymous sa fair market value. Simply because yung assessed kasi, it is for tax purposes or tax-based po yun. So again, ang reminder ho yan, kapag may nababasa kang assessed value, iwasan mo kasi hindi yan yung synonymous natin dun sa fair market. Ang pinaka-closest term sa fair market value is yung appraised value. Kasi nga, yung assessed for tax purposes po yun. Now, what if dalawa ko yung binigay sa akin na amount, meron kong agreed, meron din fair market value or appraised. So, kunwari, tayo ho, partners, magpo-contribute ako ng certain building. Tapos, yung napagkasundo na ho natin na building is worth 1 million naman. So, yun yung agreed value natin. Meron ako agreed value na worth 1 million. Tapos, based sa problem, the appraised value of that building is worth 1.2 million. So, alin doon sa dalawa yung pipiliin natin para i-record yun sa new partnership books? Ang sagot doon, of course, magpe-prevail pa rin yung agreed value. Kasi nga, sabi natin dyan, yung agreed value, that is the core ng partnership, and it is based on our agreement. So kapag dalawang binigay, mas pipiliin mo pa rin yung agreed. Pero kapag walang agreed, automatic yung fair market value or yung appraised natin. Now, second, ito, usually kasi, nagko-compute tayo kung magkano yung kinontribute nung partner, nung sole proprietor na yan, or nung incoming na partner. So, para ma-compute mo yung kinontribute niya, so yun yung contributed asset at agreed at fair market value or appraised, less yung assumed na liability. So, ano ibig sabihin ng assumed liability ng partnership? Ibig sabihin kasi ng assumed liability, kunwari, yung building ko, merong naka-attach na liability or mortgage na sinabi sa problem, it is assumed by the partnership. So, ibig sabihin nun, kapag assumed by the partnership, yung mortgage, hindi ko na siya personal na utang. Magiging utang na yan ng buong partnership. So, therefore, yung utang na yan, o yung mortgage, dapat sasama na siya dun sa new partnership books. So, to compute yung contributed, dapat ibabawas natin yung assumed na liability. Other than that, dapat kung hindi sinabi, so kung ito na, ito yung pinakayaw natin, kapag problem ay silent, so kunwari, may sinabi lang, naka-attach na mortgage, di ba yung hate natin, kapag problem ay silent, kasi ito yung mag-assume ka. Isa kasi pag na-assume, nasasaktan, di ba? So, kapag cases ng ganito, kapag yung mortgage or yung liability ay silent, i-assume na lang natin kasi most of the problems, talaga siyang in-assume ng partnership yan. So, kapag silent, assume natin that mortgage or that liability, it is already assumed by the partnership. Para, para maging play safe lang tayo. Kasi most of the problems regarding liabilities, talaga namang ina-assume unless sabihin na hindi. Now, ang gagawin natin, so ito na siya, no? Ito yung kinontribute mo, so ito yung asset mo, kinontribute natin at agreed, at fair, or at appraised, less yung in-assume na liability. So yan ho yung kinontribute. Now, meron ka pang nababasa minsan sa mga questions is, what is the capital credit of that partner? Unang tanong muna, is the word or is the term contributed capital the same as capital credit? Ang sagot, hindi naman. It is totally different. Iba ho yung kinontribute mo, iba rin ho yung capital credit mo. Kasi hindi ibig sabihin, kung itong kinontribute ko, ito na yung magiging capital credit ng partner na yun. Before adding to that, tatanong muna sarili mo, ano ba talaga yun, sir? Ibig sabihin ng capital credit na yan. Ang ibig sabihin ng capital credit, yan na ho yung magiging capital balance ng partner na yan dun sa new partnership books once nag-form na ho sila. So, ang point ko dyan, hindi lagi yung kinontribute mo, yun yung magiging credit mo dun sa new partnership books. Ano yung always true dyan? Ang always true is the capital credit, it is based sa dun sa agreed capital. Kasi pag sabi mong agreed capital, ito na ho yung napagkasunduan natin eh. Ito na yung total capital natin, napagkasunduan natin, na dito natin pagbabasihan kung magkano yung i-credit ko sa libro natin, dun sa new partnership books natin. So yun yung always true. Ang always true dyan is the capital credit, it is based on the agreed capital. So again, totally different capital contribution, it is different as this sa capital credit natin. So mindset mo lang, kapag formation, ito lang talaga, ito lang yung golden rule, know by heart, ito lang. Lahat ng asset na kinocontribute, dapat naka-base dun sa agreed. Kasi nga, yun ang pagkasunduan. Kapag wala, market value. Pag i-compute mo yung contributed, ibabawas lang mo natin dun yung in-assume na liability. Yeah, so try po natin, this is the first na problem. So handout natin ng 8401, partnership formation. Tapos kapag may question regarding sa problem, after ng class na lang para hindi lang ma-store mo yung class. Puntahan na lang ako dun sa labas pag may question. Okay, first problem. So si ABC decided to form a partnership. It was agreed that A will contribute to certain equipment with an assessed value of 100,000. So ito na yung sinasabi ko. So iwasan mo natin yan. With the historical cost of 800,000 and accumulated depreciation of 600. So the day after the partnership, the equipment was sold for 300,000. So paki-underline po yun. Yung equipment na nabenta ng worth 300. So ano yan? Ibig sabihin, the market value of that equipment is worth 300,000. So since walang binigay na agreed value, ito na yung sinasabi ko, in the absence of the agreed, kukunin natin is yung market value ng equipment, which is 300,000. Next paragraph, B, will contribute a land and building with a carrying amount of 1,200,000. Tapos yung fair value ng building is worth 1,500,000. So paki-underline na lang po yun. The fair value of the building is 1,500,000. And the land and building is a subject to a mortgage payable amounting to 300,000. So kapag may mortgage na kadikit ang isang asset, hahanapin mo na kaagad yun kung assume ba siya ng partnership. So swerte naman binigay sa atin, the 300,000 mortgage, paki-underline na lang how it was assumed by the partnership. And the next sentence, the partners agreed that B will have 60% capital interest in the partnership. And the partners also agreed that C will contribute a certain amount of cash. Now, for the first question, sabi ho dyan, what is the total agreed capitalization ng partnership natin? So, ang tanong muna, sir, saan ho natin siya pupulutin? Well, ganito ho yun. So, sabi natin, yung kinontribute natin, it is totally different from the agreed capital. Pero, is there an instance na yung kinontribute ko, it is also the same as yung agreed? Ang sagot, yes. Ano yun? Kapag silent mo yung problem. So, ano ibig sabihin na silent mo yung problem? Ang ibig sabihin niyan, walang binanggit dun sa problem na nag-add ng additional contribution para maging in conformity dun sa agreed capital natin. So, since dito, walang sinabi na nagdagdag sila ng sufficient additional cash para maging in conformity dun sa agreed capital. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung kinontribute natin, same lang siya dun sa agreed natin. So, therefore, itong si B, since sinabi dyan na si B daw will have 60% capital interest dun sa partnership. So, silent mo yun. So, walang sinabi na si B nagdagdag pa ng additional cash. So, ibig sabihin, yung kinontribute ni B, it is already representative ng 60% ng agreed natin. So, ang gagawin natin, i-compute lang natin ang tama kung magkano yung kinontribute nitong ni B. So, si B nga daw, nag-contribute siya ng land and building. Ng fair market value ng building is 1,500,000. And the landed building, it is subject to a mortgage ng worth magkano 300. Nasabi dyan, it is assumed by the partnership. So therefore, since assumed yan, kasama ko yun, so minus 300,000, so included in the new partnership books. So may makukompute ko muna sa calculate mo ng 1,200,000. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Ito na ho yung kinontribute itong ni B. And since silent po yan, ibig sabihin na silent, walang sinabi na meron siyang additional cash contribution para maging in conformity dun sa agreed capital. So ibig sabihin, itong 1,200,000, this is already representative ng 60% ng total agreed natin. So 1,200,000 divided by 60% na lang. So official answer for number 1, total agreed capital is letter B, 2 million. Next requirement, what's the cash contributed by C dun sa ABC partnership natin? So, saan ho natin siya kukunin? So, kukunin ho natin dito sa agreed natin na kinompute. So, ibig sabihin, itong 2 million na compute mo, o di silent mo ulit yung problem. Ibig sabihin silent, dati itong kinontribute ko o yung agreed, ito na rin yung contributed natin. So, nitong 2 million, ang laman nito, ito yung contribution ni A, ni B, tsaka ni C, combine na ho lahat. So, ang gagawin natin, tanggalin lang natin yung kay B at C. So, based sa problem, ito, it is already represented ng 60% ito. So, bawas lang natin, minus 1,200,000. So, this is the contribution ni B. Tapos si A, tatanggalin lang natin yung kanyang contribution. So, based yun sa first paragraph natin. So, ang kinontribute doon niya is equipment na ang fair market value is 300,000. So, minus 300,000. So, yung cash na dapat ibibigay itong receipt para makasama siya, official answer is letter A, worth 500,000. Next problem. So, si C and D or si Charlie at si Delta, a form a partnership. So, si Charlie invested in a certain amount of cash na worth 85,000 and a certain machine. So, si C, dalawa ho yung binigay niya. Cash na 85 tsaka a certain machine. And on the other hand, itong si Delta naman, he contributed also a cash na worth 55 and a certain equipment. Kaso nga lang, equipment, paki-underline ko, kasi mortgage again. Kaso nga lang, anong bago dito? Ang bago is that mortgage na worth 35, si Delta daw will pay personally. So, kaya underline ko yun. That is a relevant information. So, ibig sabihin naman yan, na itong utang or itong mortgage, babayaran ko ng personal. Ang ibig sabihin mo niyan, yung mortgage na hindi yan i-assume ng partnership. Ganun ang kadalat. So, paid personally, ibig sabihin, is not assumed by the partnership. So, therefore, dapat hindi yan sasama doon sa new partnership books. Now, next sentence, sabi dyan, the total capital after formation was 360. So, underline ko lang po yan. Kasi ano naman ibig sabihin ng 360? Ang ibig sabihin ng 360,000, yan na ho yung total agreed nila after formation. Total agreed capital after formation. Tapos, nagdagdag pa sila ng information. Ang sabi pa dyan, upon formation, dapat it must reflect yung 55 and 45 ratio. So ano naman yan? Yung 55 tsaka 45 ratio. Ibig sabihin yan, dapat upon formation, magre-reflect sila doon sa 55% tsaka 45% na ratio na yan. So it means na yung 55-45, that is the capital credit ng partner upon formation. So kapag capital credit, saan siya nakabase? Nakabase yan dun sa agreed capital natin. Now, sinabi naman, so no other investments, malino, no other investments. So, and the withdrawals na nangyari. So for number 1, question is how much is the fair value ng machine. So saan ho natin siya pupulutin? So pupulutin natin dun sa capital credit ni C. Kasi yung capital credit niya, since wala namang additional cash na binigay, so ibig sabihin yung capital credit niya, yan na kagad yung kinontribute din niya. So, calculate tayo, 360,000. So, times yung 55%. So, 198,000. So, this is the capital credit of C. And at the same time, since silent, ito na rin yung kinontribute niya. Ang kinontribute niya ay cash tsaka certain machine. So, dalawang laman nito, may cash tsaka yung machine. So, bawas lang natin yung cash. So, minus yung 85,000. So, official answer natin is letter A. Yung fair value ng machine is 113,000. For number 2 naman, ganun din ang gagawin natin. So, CD naman, 360,000 times yung 45%. So, 162. So, ito yung capital credit niya. At the same time, ito na rin yung kinontribute niya. So, dun sa contribution niya, dalawa isang cash, at isang equipment. So, bawas lang natin yung cash muna. So, minus 55,000. So, initial reaction mo, so, hindi mo natin i-add back yung mortgage. Ang sagot ko doon, hindi. Bakit? Kasi nga personal transaction siya. Since personal transaction, hindi dapat siya ma-record sa new partnership books. So, pakisulat na lang ha. So, note natin dyan, all personal transactions are never recorded in the new partnership books. So, pakisulat na lang po, all personal transactions are never recorded in the partnership books. So, yung 35,000 na mortgage, hindi ho siya lilitaw dito. So, hindi natin siya pakikialaman. Kasi babayaran daw yan ng personal, hindi. So, magiging amount ng equipment, official answer is letter B, 107,000. Okay, so providers are JNN, are si Regina, si Jessica. So si Natalie, so they form a partnership na may profit or loss sharing ratio ng 20, 30, and 50%. So si Regina daw or si R, he contributed a land with an assessed value of 1 million. And the land is subject to a real estate mortgage which is annotated. So now, big word. Paki-underline po, yung word na annotated. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ng word na annotated. Ibig sabihin na annotated, it's already binding doon sa contract. So, ibig sabihin, kapag binding siya doon sa kontrata, automatic yan, kahit hindi siya sabihin sa problem, basta may word na annotated, ibig sabihin, automatic, it is already assumed by the partnership. So, again, yung word na annotated, it means it is already binding doon sa kontrata natin, and automatic siya, kahit hindi siya sabihin sa problem, it is already assumed with the partnership. So, sasama yung mortgage na yan dun sa new partnership books natin. So, yung appraised value ng land is 2 million for, so kahit i-underline po yun. So, ang buo natin mamaya is yung appraised value ng 2 million for ng land. Tapos si Jessica naman daw, he contributed a building na may cost ng 2 million, tapos may accumulated na 1 million 5. So ang kukunin natin is the fair value ng building, which is 800,000. So kindly underline po yun. The fair value of the building is 800. Tapos itong si N, or si Natalie, he contributed a investment in trading securities na may cost ng 6 million. Eh kaso nga lang, ang trading daw have a quoted price. So kindly underline po yung quoted price in an active market na worth 3 million. Sara yung quoted price, yan na yung market value ng ating trading securities. So ang gagawin natin, compute muna natin kung magkano lahat ng kinontribute niya. So unahin natin itong si Regina. So appraised value ng land is 2 million 4. Less yung naka-annotate na mortgage, which is yung 800,000. So automatic siya. It is assumed by the partnership. So ang kinontribute lahat ni Regina is worth 1,600,000. Next, ito si Jessica, he contributed a building na mayroong fair value ng 800,000. So ito yung kinontribute niya, yung 800. And ito naman si N, trading securities na quoted price at 3 million. So ito yung kinontribute nila lahat-lahat. 1,600,000 KR, si J 800,000, and itong si N 3 million. So last paragraph, sabi ho dyan, the partners decided to bring their capital balance in accordance with their profit or loss sharing agreement. So kindly underline po siya. Sir, ano ibig sabihin nun? Na to bring their capital balances in accordance with their profit or loss sharing agreement. Ang ibig sabihin lang po niyan, upon formation, dapat yung capital credit nila, so yung term po, capital credit, yung sabihin na capital credit, yan yung capital balance nila yung sa new partnership books. Dapat yung capital credit nila maging equal dun sa profit or loss na 20, 30, tsaka 50. So una, dun sinulat natin, anong tawag dito? Contributed to eh. So kung tanong ko, itong 1,600,000, representative na ba ito dun sa 20% na sinasabi? Parang hindi eh. Itong 800, represented dito sa 30%, hindi rin eh. Itong 3 million, represented na siya sa 50%, hindi rin eh. Eh kasi nga, ano tawag dito? Contributed yan eh. Hindi pa ito yung capital credit. Eh ano bang sabi natin? Ang capital credit, saan siya nakabase? Nakabase siya dun sa agreed capital. So, dun sa last sentence, nagbigay ng agreed capital na magkano yun? 10 million. So, kalki tayo 10 million total agreed capital. So, hatiin natin times 20%, times 30%, times 50%. So, kung tatanungin tayo, what is the capital credit of the partner upon formation? Ang sagot natin, ito yung nasa baba. Kasi nga, itong nasa baba, ito yung naka-base din sa agreed natin. Nasabi nga daw, dapat in conformity din sa profit or loss na 20%, 30%, tsaka 50%. So, kung tatanungin ka, magkano capital credit ni R upon formation? 2 million. Magkano capital credit ni J? 3 million. Magkano kay N? 5 million. Sir, ano to? Yung nasa gitna, yung 2 million, yung 2 million, 2.2, tsaka yung 400,000. Ito yung additional cash contribution. Bakit, sir? Eh kasi nga, ang gusto nila dapat maging ganito. Eh sa simula pa lang, ito pa lang kasi meron sila. So kailangan magdagdag sila ng additional cash contribution para mag-reflect yung gusto nilang profit or loss na 20, 30, tsaka 50%. Ayun na naka-base dun sa agreed capital natin. So, ang official answer, which of the following statement is correct? The official answer is letter C. Dapat si J or si Jessica mag-contribute ng additional 2.2 million. So ito naman, si R, kailangan mag-contribute ng 400,000 and itong si N dapat mag-contribute ng additional 2 million. Okay, so dun sa last na problem natin, ano naman yung example na to when it comes to formation. So, generally kasi, a sole proprietor, he can contribute an asset, diba? Pwede siya mag-contribute ng asset. Pero sa case na to, a sole proprietor also can contribute his business. So, ibig sabihin ng may business siya, syempre may FS1. So, ang ibig sabihin, doon sa letter A natin, information, na si L daw tsaka si M, they will contribute all its assets and liabilities with the newly formed. So, ibig sabihin, yung sa negosyo nila, na nasa FS na meron siya, as a sole proprietor, lahat yun, pupunta doon sa new partnership books for both L and M. So, ano yung gagawin natin? Or ano yung challenge mo dito? Ang challenge mo dito is, kailangan i-compute mo pa rin muna kung magkano yung kinontribute nila. Nilang dalawa. So, since we started, kung mapapansin mo, itong initial na sinulat ko, this is the unadjusted capital of L and M na based dun sa per box nila as a sole proprietor. Kasi nga, ang kailangan mo ma-compute dito is yung contributed as a partnership. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan i-affect ko dito lahat ng agreement or yung adjustments dun sa assets and liabilities. So, take note, capital ho ito. So, ano kung tutulong sa atin para ma-adjust natin yung capital? Ito yung formula ho natin, asset minus liability equals capital. Ito ho yun. So, ano yung analysis mo dyan? Ang analysis mo is, any increase in my asset will increase my capital. Any decrease in my asset will decrease my capital. Any increase in my liability will decrease my capital. And any decrease in my liability will increase my capital. So, ito ho yung guide natin. Now, first na adjustment. So, letter B, information. The parties agreed to provide a 10% and 20% allowance for bad debts to the accounts receivable of L and M. So, calculate po tayo. Para kay L, yan po yung 20 million times yung 10% or 2 million. Para naman kay M, yan po yung 30 million times 20% or 6 million. Ano yan? Kailangan mag-set up ako ng allowance for doubtful accounts. Anong ginagawa nung allowance na yan or nung effect niya dun sa AR natin? Dinidecrease po niya yung net realizable value. So, decrease in asset, it will decrease my capital. So, minus 2 million kay L, minus 6 million para kay M naman. Next item, letter C. So, itong letter C, pakilagyan ko ng asterisk. Kasi ito ho yung trick namin sa problem na yan. Ito ho yung panghuli. So, ito sa letter C, we're talking about what? Inventories eh. We're talking about inventories. So, sabi ko dyan itong mga nandito, yung A to F, yan ho yung napagkasunduan nila. So, ibig sabihin, yan yung agreed. Values nila. Now, dun sa letter C, ang sabi kasi, si N tsaka si M, they must report yung inventories at what? Historical cost daw sa new partnership books. Paki-underline ko yan. They agreed that they will report their inventories in the new partnership books at historical cost. Tapos, binigyan ka ng net realizable value. Initial reaction mo kasi, ang una mong isipin ay, pwede dapat yung inventaryo at 60 million dun sa new partnership books. Tapos, yung isa ay 45, which is hindi ho. Kasi ang sabi nila dyan, they must report it in the new partnership books at historical cost. Now, babalikan may B1. How do you report your inventories? The lower between cost and NRV. So, yun po yung trick po dyan. So, again, ang titingnan natin dyan, since they agreed that they must report yung inventory mo in their new partnership books at historical cost. So we must choose the lower between historical cost and NRV. So based dun sa KL muna, magkano yung net realizable value ng inventory niya? 60 million. Eh magkano ho yung cost ng inventory niya as a sole proprietor? 70 eh. So which is lower? Ang lower yung 60. So ibig sabihin, dapat sa new partnership books, hindi na 70, dapat 60 na ho. So dapat bawasan ng 10. So decrease in asset, decrease in capital. So minus 10 million dun kay L. Next, kay M. So check natin. Magkano ho yung cost ng inventory ni M? 40 million eh. Magkano ho yung NRV niya? 45. So which is lower? Lower yung cost. So ang tanong ko, kailangan ba natin mag-adjust dun sa books ni M? Ang sagot, hindi na. Bakit? Kasi lower na yung cost niya. Kasi yung pag-compute mo ng 30 million na unadjusted capital, kinabit na ho natin yung cost natin. So hindi na kailangan i-adjust dun sa column ni M, dun sa inventories. Next item, letter D. Yung PPE daw ni L tsaka ni M have not been depreciated. So kaya underline na lang po yun. Have not been depreciated. So dapat 40% depreciated siya at 30%. So analyze muna natin anong effect nun ng hindi pa nag-depreciate. So ibig sabihin, overstated yung PPE natin. So kailangan bawasan. So any decrease in my asset, it will decrease my capital again. So dun sa kay L, 50 million times yung 40%. So 20 million tayo. So minus 20 million. Tapos yung CM naman, yan ho yung 10 million times yung 30% or minus 3 million. Next item, letter E. So the interest payable on both notes payable were unrecorded. So kahit underline po yung word na unrecorded and unpaid also. So since the date of contract. So ibig sabihin ng unrecorded na interest payable. So ibig sabihin yung liabilities po is what? Understated siya. Kailangan dagdagan. So any increase in my liabilities, it will decrease my capital ulit. So ang challenge mo lang muna kasi is kailangan i-compute ko muna ng tama kung magkano interest natin. So sabi dyan, from the date, dun sa notes syempre. So si L, ang date niya is on April 1, so ipo-prorate natin, calculate tayo. So dun sa notes, 30 million times 10%. So for 1 year, ano siya, 3 million. So prorate natin from April 1 hanggang December 31. So times 9 over 12. So ang interest natin is 2,250,000. So decrease tayo dun kay L. Minus 2,250,000. Si M naman, 50 million times 5%. So for 1 year is 2.5 million. E kaso nga lang, from the date is June 30 or July 1 hanggang December 31, ilang months mo yun? 6 months. So times 6 over 12. So minus 1,250,000. So yung kinontribute niya, lahat-lahat, may kukontribute natin. Itong CL ay 45,750,000. Tapos itong CM ay 19,750,000. Now based dun sa letter F, si N daw shall have 20% interest dun sa partnership upon contribution a sufficient amount of cash. So silent na naman mo tayo. So walang dinagdag na cash para dito na additional to be in conformity dun sa agreed nila. So therefore, ibig sabihin, itong 65,500,000, this is already representative ng 80% dun sa agreed natin. So i-gross up lang natin siya. So 65,500,000 divided by 80%. So lahat ng agreed natin is 81,875,000. So times yung gusto ni N, so times 20%. So si N dapat mag-contribute ng letter A, 16,375,000 na cash. Theory na lang. So kung mapapansin mo, Partnership formation talaga, it all boils down to the question na magkano ho ba yung agreed capital na, agreed value yung sa asset natin. Kasi nga, lahat ng kino-contribute mo, dapat naka-base dun sa agreed. Kapag wala, dun sa fair market value nga natin. And pagdating dun sa mga liabilities, always make sure na dapat naka-assume yun, or it is assumed by the partnership para isasama natin dun sa new partnership books. So, for this theory natin, number 1, which of the following statements concerning partnership formation in the business is correct? So, official answer po is letter B. The capital credit to each partner upon formation may not be the amount actually contributed to each partner. So, ito na ho yung nabanggit ko nun, na yung contributed, no, it is totally different from your capital credit. Kasi merong mga instance na hindi sila magkaiba. Kasi nga, yung capital credit natin, naka-base lagi yun dun sa agreed capital natin. Pero may cases pa rin na magiging pareho sila kapag kailan yan. Yun nga, kapag silent po yung problem. Pero ang mindset talaga dyan is not necessarily kung ano yung kinontribute ko, ito rin yung makikredit sa akin as a partner. Kasi hindi naman po laging equal yung kinontribute ko dun sa agreed natin. So number 2, under GAAP in the Philippines, what is the acceptable reason when the amount credited to a partner is greater than the amount actually contributed? So, in relation to sa number 1, ito na ho yun. Kunwari, yung kinontribute ko, 500,000. Tapos yung credit pala sa akin as a new partner or as a partner to sa formation is 600,000. So, yung 600,000, ano yun? Yun yung magiging capital ko dun sa new partnership ko. Ano ho yung difference na 100? So, pwede ko siyang tawaging bonus program na ibibigay. So, official answer is letter B. Receive or transfer capital from another partner by virtue of the partner's agreement resulting to a bonus to the said partner. So, talagang based dito sa number 2, talagang kinonfirm talaga niya na oo nga, yung kinontribute ko, not necessarily yun yung magiging capital credit ko. So in this case na mas mababa yung kinontribute ko kaysa dun sa capital credit ko or mas mataas yung capital credit ko kaysa dun sa kinontribute. So ang difference nun, magiging bonus yun dun sa akin. Number 3, he refers to a partner who contributed not only money and property but also industry. So and the underline yung word na industry. Sir, ano po yun naman yung industry? Basically ng industry kasi service po yun. Kasi merong partner na service yung kanyang kino-contribute dun sa partnership. So kapag ganun, na service ang kino-contribute sa kanya, tawag sa kanya kasi industrial partner. Ito naman, ang sa number 3, sinasabi niya na parang itong taong to, lahat nasa kanya, mayaman, magaling pa. Kasi hindi lang pera or hindi lang asset, i-contribute niya, pati service, magaling din siya. So, ang tawag dyan, kapag at the same time may asset na, at the same time pati service, ang tawag sa kanya ay letter C, capitalist industrial partner naman. Kasi kapag asset lang, or magkukontribute ka lang ng asset, ang tawag sa'yo, or certain amount of cash, capitalist partner ka naman. Number 4, it refers to a type of partnership wherein all partners are liable to the creditors pro rata to the extent of their personal or separate assets after partnership assets are exhausted. Well, sa number 4, this is the most burdensome, or ito yung pinaka, sabi natin, the irony of partnership. Bakit lang yung irony? Kasi, kung kalimutan nyo na, yung partnership, that is the easiest entity to form. Bakit? Kasi nga, based lang sa agreement actually hindi na kailangan nakasulatan. Kunwari, nagsabi na ako na, partners na tayo. Once umuha ka na, nagkasundo tayo, perfected na ho yung kontrata. Hindi na gano'ng kailangan ng talagang legal contract. Kahit na isulat mo lang sa tissue paper, we are partners,